not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And listen up, folks. I'm going to start my own Kickstarter campaign. Now I'm seeing all these other guys make money off YouTube from their frivolous projects and so forth. So it's time for me to throw my hat in the arena. And I'm seeing this other guy and these dudes get all this money from their documentaries, and like this one guy, people still keep giving him money when he has not produced a shred of evidence that progress is being made. But unlike this other guy's documentary, or Fatherless Country or whatever, I'm going to give you a rough idea what my project is about. My project is going to be a children's book, because you know me, I'm all about the kids, and I'm all about promoting literacy amongst our young ones. I'm gonna show you some. I'm just showing you rough drafts, rough drawings of what the children's book is going to be about. You know, I'm like, this is not the. I'm not going to show you the finished project, because when the project gets finished, it's going to be colored and it's going to have a, you know, a polished look to it. But here I'm just going to show you. I'm going to give you a rough idea, the storyline about what this book is going to be about and its characters. You know, and it's a book with moral. There's a moral to this story that I think children, black children, should read. I'm like, this is something you can hold in your hand. You can read this book to your children. You know what I mean? It's like a family project I'm working on here. And all I'm asking for is $30,000 to $30,000. You know, now it would be nice to get more, and I'll admit. But see, you gotta understand that, you know, with this book, you know, I gotta send it out to print. You know, I gotta promote the book. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, get lawyers involved and copyrights for my characters, and you know, so it's going to be very costly. And I admit that I'm going to use some of that money for my own personal use. Maybe I'll go backpacking through Europe. That's why, you know, it'll be nice for me to get more than $30,000. But the difference between my presentation here and that other guy's is that, as I said, I'm going to show you what it's going to be about. I'm not going to leave you in the dark. Now, before you guys rush to, I know you guys are ready to break out your bank cards, but let me tell you what my children's book is going to be about. It's going to be about a character by the name of Billy the Beaver, who lives in this forest. Now, Billy wants his hand in comedy, and a lot of his comedy falls flat. You know, people didn't pay much attention to it, but the little creatures of the forest didn't pay much attention to it. So Billy went a surefire route. He went into roasting other little animals and trying to humiliate them. So Billy the Beaver somewhat became a bully rather than a little funny beaver like he wanted to be. Like, it's not just lighthearted comedy to make people laugh. It's more so bullying tactics and humiliating those around him. You know, and Billy the Beaver even came up with his own little furry team called the Woodlanders. And they used to just pretty much go and pick on other animals, even animals that claim, that want to be like, hey Billy, I don't want any problems with you. You know, just let me be, just let me do my own thing. But Billy the Beaver wants attention. You know what I'm saying? Any sorts of comedy that doesn't involve roasting another animal or using another animal's name that live in this forest, he doesn't get much attention at all. That is not well received. You know? So Billy, now you had this corner of the forest. Now this corner of the forest was alright. You know, it had its problems here and there, but Billy the Beaver really dragged it down into the mud. Now this corner of the forest has just become a abysmal wasteland of nothingness, of just Billy cracking jokes. And the thing is, with Billy, he's gonna get the furry little creatures any way that he could, even if it means dropping documents. He'll drop personal paperwork on a little furry critter, and then claims that it's for fun or it takes talent. I'm like, come on. Of course you're going to get a bunch of views when you're dropping somebody's document. How much talent does that take? I'm like, Billy the Beaver will even lie on his little furry penis. There's a time when he claimed to have screwed Chelsea the Chipmunk. Billy the Beaver will even speak ill about the dead. One time, Chucky the Squirrel's father was ran over by a pickup truck, and Billy the Beaver was mocking him by even painting little tire marks on his furry body and saying, hey, I'm Chucky the Squirrel's father ran over by a truck. So there is no bounds. There is no bounds to Billy the Beaver. He is very cantankerous. And the thing is with Billy the Beaver, that he will also play victim. He does all this stuff to garner attention, but when people react to him a negative way, he says, oh, I'm a god, you guys can't stop thinking about me. But Billy's whole platform is to is to be the center of attention. And then as soon as he gets it, he claimed to be some sort of god. You guys can't stop talking about me. But Billy himself can't stop talking about the other critters in the forest. So, yes, Billy the Beaver is very illogical, and it makes people think that maybe his parents dropped him on his head when he was just a little baby beaver. And then there's a couple of times when there are those that expose Billy the Beaver to the point where he ran away from the forest for a while, and then he just nonchalantly crept back into the woods and went back to the same old rigmarole. But there was one of his foes was a snake, and the snake wasn't amused by the beaver's antics whatsoever. Now, Billy the Beaver wasn't the brightest crayon in the box, and the snake used this for an advantage. He trapped Billy the Beaver. He trapped him by using Billy's own stupidity, Billy's own eagerness to go and try to insult and humiliate another person led to his downfall. The snake didn't have to go out there and prey upon him, and catch him while he's sleeping. The snake brought him to him, and at the end of the story, Billy was eaten. And it was all Billy's fault. If Billy wasn't doing the things that he was doing, if Billy used clear judgment, and if Billy could process information correctly, he wouldn't have fell victim to the snake. And that's the moral of the story. And that's why children need to read this book. Is to tell them, don't be like Billy the Beaver. Don't do the things that he does. And to tell these kids that sometimes when you're dealing with these bullies that want to pick on you on the bus or whatever, these bullies, they have an emptiness inside them, that they're not that smart. They're not smart as all. But to track people from their, from their low mental capacity, they want to be hard and crack jokes. And it's also to tell kids that if you see a Billy the Beaver in your school, don't get behind him. don't egg them on. See, the thing is with Billy the Beaver, he was also weak-minded and was controlled by the other animals in the forest, telling him to go at certain other creatures, other critters. You know, and that's the thing. So it's to show you that a lot of these bullies, they're weak. They have nothing. You know, Billy the, you know, so, and it's to tell kids, pay attention to your schoolwork. Don't worry about these bullies. Don't be a bully yourself. Because once you're eager to make a fool out of somebody, you know what I'm saying, you leave yourself open to be made a fool of yourself. And that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, the kids need this book. The public schools need this book. America needs this book. So, you know what I'm saying, let's make it happen. Thanks for watching, and sally forth.